Sports Show. And once again, you know that we're here to discuss some English Premier League action, some review and some preview because there are lots of fixtures coming up in the midweek. And there's also a lot of action that took place over the past weekend. A lot of interesting action, that is. We saw Arsenal finally breaking out of the slump, and we saw Sam Allardyce doing what he does best over the past 4 matches against Liverpool. Liverpool man don't look so happy. And Manchester United giving away a bat up and catch match, to be honest. A match that they should have won, but let's take it one at a time. What are you doing, by the way, gentlemen?
There, man. Not very good at the moment, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so first and foremost, the Arsenal man won't be able to pass through tonight because he's busy, and such a sad case because he got a very good win over the weekend. And I'm sure you'd be here beating his chest, my boy Saka. But it won't be around, so we'll delve into the issue. We were trying to get through a Manchester City fan, but he had some communication issues, so he's not being able to come through. But you know, as always, the show has to go on. So let's kick it off by starting with the Manchester United against Leicester match that took place yesterday morning at 7:30. We saw that match ending at 12 draw. Jason, how you saw that one?
All right, so good night to everybody. Before me delve in a match, me just delve out some side facts. If a big up, even though me want conky, me if a big up Rashford for reaching 50 Premier League goals. Third youngest behind Rooney and Ronaldo. If a big up to the El Magnifico Bruno as well. For reaching 31 goal involvements in just 28 games. The most goal involvements for a midfielder this calendar year, surpassing Lampard and El Matador. If big up Cavani as well, as man come on 75th minute and 79th minute provided the assist for Bruno. So he's averaging a goal or an assist every 41 minutes in the Premier League this season. So as it relates to the match now, I think it was 2 points lost, to be honest. Sir, them always say goals win games, but defense win championships. And United is not going to challenge for any league title with this current version of our defense right now. The way how things are going right now, United are on track to concede 62 Premier League goals, and that is not championship team caliber. Could not. I think this season we have conceded 26, 28 so far, and last season for the entirety we conceded 36. So that just goes to show how much our defense needs to improve. Hopefully,
so no title challenge you're saying then?
No, but we have been saying that. They tell you.
No, but just say it louder for the people in the back.
Why are you surprised, Dimo? Why are you surprised? Remember that we came on here and said that we want the people ease off of United because we're not challenging for the title.
Demo made a post. I'm a comment. I'm tell him say it is the media pushing the narrative.
No, there's a lot of Manchester United fans who actually believe you have a chance to win the title.
The keyword, there's a lot of nonsensible United fans who thinks the United can challenge the sensible. You never hear that statement out of the sensible ones. Them that is just
all right. Fear.
That is just a plain truth. United only led for a maximum of 14 minutes. We took the lead twice, and we only led for 14 minutes for the entirety of the match. Rashford, of course, needed to be more clinical. We could have been out of sight, but at the end of the day, I mean, we didn't lose. We take the point. I would just hope we can build on it for midweek against Wolves.
All right, one question to you, Jason. The goal that United conceded at the end, right? Who do you blame for that goal?
For me, I think Oli said it in his post-match press conference that, you know, as much as you want to defend better when balls come into the box, the first instinct is always to stop the cross. So Luke Shaw was woefully out of position. He was caught he was caught ball watching, and then the ball came in. The ball from Vardy was going wide, hit off Tuanzebe. It was a very unlucky deflection. But for me, I would put that on Luke Shaw. And the first goal could have been prevented as well, because if McTominay did better, I know Bruno gave the ball away, but McTominay, as Cole said, with the social distancing from Harvey Barnes, you just can't give them that amount of space so close to the goal. So it was two very, very sloppy goals to concede, in my
But Jason, you
opinion.
know that I disagree with you though. Me personally believe that Bailly and Tuanzebe were at fault for that second goal. If their positional play was better, they would have been better. I see a lot of United fans blaming Maguire that Maguire should have organized the defense
Yeah.
better. Brother, yes, the man is a captain. However, the man
No,
need to teach a man how to man mark,
no,
man.
yeah, I wouldn't blame
Stop on the
Maguire.
keeper.
I wouldn't blame Maguire, and I wouldn't say that you're wrong either if you're to put it on Bayi and Tuanzebe. But for me, I just think that just do what you can to stop the cross. But I wouldn't necessarily say you. If anybody tell me that it was Bayi should be better or Tuanzebe, I wouldn't say that you're wrong either. So the whole defense was culpable in my opinion.
All right,
They just
and
weren't good enough.
just to make it clear, one beat Rashford with that two before. God no. But we have been on this for a while, so let's move on to the next match. Fulham against Southampton, and we saw a 0 stalemate. Southampton getting the ball in the back of the net twice, eventually chopped off by VAR on both occasions. Demo, you saw that one.
I just think that it's as we were saying in the last live, with they having key players out, it's going to be tough, and I think it's actually a decent point for both teams. Nobody wanted to lose that game, and so I think they would both take a point at the end of the day. Southampton missing Danny Ings, and you saw Shane Long starting. And if you look at Shane Long, you see you just look and you see team over and the two of them are the same
Brother, go easy, man. He's the back of the German. I want you, man.
but yeah, I think it was a decent point for both teams, and both of them can be angry with a point, with the circumstances that they face.
All right, so let's move on, and we saw Aston Villa taking on Crystal Palace, a match that some of us might have seen that it would have been much closer, but Aston Villa ran out 3-0 victors. Also, they went down to 10 men and still ran out 3-0 victors. And let's also point out clearly that Aston Villa could have easily scored at least 6 or 7 goals in that match. Only Watkins narrated, but you again, you deserve a 2 before. And it's around on 3 occasions the man hit the post from point blank range. So, all right, Jason, how you saw that?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly was my initial sentiments. That I thought that Palace wouldn't get a back-to-back 7 because Villa was just that much dominant. I thought that with the 10 men that it would have been easier for Palace to try to get into the game, but it coming like it just made it worse. Palace have certainly regressed on everything. I don't know. They have certainly falling off farm, and maybe Roy Hodgson need for channel him in a defensive mechanism, as a Robbie would say, for try to sort them out, because as 10 goals conceded in the last 2 games, they've only kept 1 clean sheet for the entire season. So credit to Villa though, they on the other hand have the most clean sheets in the league this season. They certainly look like a team when the attacking players click. Grealish, El Ghazi, the if I were name, we could have scored 10 goals by himself. Watkins. And big up to Bertrand Traore as well, and pick up a little piece of farm as of late. So Villa are certainly a team that is the best Villa team in my opinion since that classic team with Gareth Barry and Juan Pablo Angel, and so they're certainly looking on the up. So good job to Dean Smith and the Villa fans.
Emi Martinez has made a big difference, boss. The goalkeeper, the Arsenal let go, boy.
Just me.
Very commanding.
Dima, you know something I've realized that a lot of people are looking at either. You see the right back that they bought from, I think it was Middlesbrough, Matty Cash. The man has been superb.
Yeah, man. Him good.
When I look at Villa right now, Villa just look like a real oil machine. And then with also what's his name again? Ross Barkley out, and they're still playing that good. they must know that they have something really good going on for them.
Matt Target was very good in the match as well.
Yeah,
He made the
yeah,
most tackles. Trust me,
yeah.
he was
Yeah.
solid. Solid.
All right. So with that being said, too, do you agree that it's a red card?
Oh, what happened again?
All right, you got a yellow press from for tussle with Zaha, but then for the
Oh, yes,
said it.
yes. I, I mean, I think it is Zaha kind of play for it, and in the end, you know, he won the battle between them in terms of 1-on-1, because the first tussle that they had, I don't know why Zaha flip up on the man so and start rush him and stuff, and mean both got yellow cards, and then
Mhm.
he just played for the one that he went 1-on-1 with him. I don't think it was anything severe, but I
Mhm.
guess, you know, if he was clear too, we gotta give him a yellow card. So I think it was fair.
All right, we're not leaving out our commenters, and here's Anthony Butter saying, Levon, don't feel Rashford. We can't always be relying on him and Bruno alone to score. The others have to come to the party too.
You know, I agree with you,
Yeah.
Anthony. I agree because Mason has been very stop-start. And we all know the troubles that Martial has had with one goal all season against the worst team in the league. So that's
Mm.
definitely a point I would agree with.
Okay, so next up we saw Arsenal taking on Chelsea. Arsenal were desperate for a win, and Chelsea were on the down low. And guess what? I'm so sorry that the man is not here because we
Yeah,
don't say that comment.
boy.
My boy Saka.
My boy Saka.
But we saw Arsenal running out 3-1 victors. Dimo, you saw one.
Boy, I thought it was a masterclass. A lot of people are going to come here and they're going to say that, you know, Chelsea played horribly and Chelsea never turned up. But I want to big up Arteta. I think Arsenal played brilliantly on the day. Xhaka I thought was excellent, not just because of the goal he scored, but overall breaking up play and moving the ball forward. I thought Xhaka was brilliant on the night. Saka and Martinelli and all those young guys who came into the team. And I asked a question to Bones, like, why them European farm so good, and when they come in the Premier League, it's so horrible. And then when you look at the teams that they play in Europe, most of the kids in that team. And so I'm glad to see Arteta give them a chance. And you see Smith Rowe played in the
I
game.
was just about to mention, Dimo, that even though I don't have Van a hat, I'd have to
Yeah.
take my hat off. It's been a while you've been calling for to get a place.
Yeah, man. Emil Smith Rowe played the game, and it just that creative midfield option that, you know, they never want to give Ozil the chance, and we know that Ozil saga. But you can see clearly it made a difference, and he worked his socks off in that game. Saka again stand out, and Martinelli is just very, very good as a player, as a young player coming in. And I thought they just outclassed Chelsea in the whole game. I thought Reece James had a poor night, and Chilwell as well. I'm not sure if they were rushed back too quickly, but they had a poor night, and Arsenal deserved the win, boy. I mean, people are saying that the penalty is soft that Reece James gave away, but I thought it was a penalty.
I
And
agree that it was soft.
yeah, man, and Lacazette converted.
Xhaka free kick.
Yeah, man, the Xhaka boom, boy, and the people must say Xhaka, Laka, and Saka, you know. So you know it go. It was a great performance from Arsenal, man. I may have to give them say wounded dog. What them say about wounded dog? What did they do? They say,
See a draft it somewhere you don't know, brother. Don't do
they
it.
say something about wounded dog ready for bite or something like that. But it was brilliant from Arsenal, so fully deserved.
All right, Jason, do you think that Saka actually meant to chip that ball, or was it a pass?
No, and at that me the one Bones there for come. And no say him never mean it. We
Nah,
know.
he
But
didn't mean that.
make big post, but saw him off him line, make him move. He never mean that. That was a
Yo,
cross, point blank.
and Jason, that's a Jack Grealish roasting himself, brother. Stop being a liar.
Yeah, he didn't mean that. He
Yeah,
didn't mean.
yeah. But
And once again, also, go ahead, go ahead.
just to add to Demo's earlier point that about the youngsters, I believe that this is Arsenal's second youngest team to get a victory in the Premier League since 2011. So
Mm.
it just goes to show that Arteta need to place more faith in our youngsters and drop the underperforming veterans, as we would call it.
And also point out that Georgina once again had a penalty saved.
The man tried a Bruno and fail, man. You can't be Bruno, bro.
I think that's like his fourth penalty he's missed since he's been at Chelsea, and before that he hasn't even missed a penalty.
Also, it was another poor game by my German. He was pulled at halftime because, as Lampard said, he wasn't offering the team much. But then again, you keep on playing the man out wide. What they expect?
Yo, me no buy this play out wide thing, but okay, carry on.
Overall, I think the pressure starting to get to Lampard. Though he ripped into the players and said the players just weren't good enough, and they must take responsibility. So you can certainly see the cracks starting to show.
Yeah, but just a little bit about Lampard's tactics, though. Like for probably most of the game, I think Chelsea crossed 37 times, right? And Tammy Abraham, he was just not connecting with the headers and stuff like that. And then he brought on Havertz and Jorginho, I think. When you have Giroud on the bench, and if you ever cross the ball, the man who you want in the box, no Giroud. Why would you not bring on Giroud?
Him say his primary tactic was to inject a bit more energy into the team in those areas.
But Jorginho do that.
That's what he said. That's what he said post match. I mean, that's I tell you what the man said.
Remember, as I said earlier, now when I leave out the commenters and here's Roger Mills in the comment section saying Arsenal deserve the win. They played well, but they're still the Banta Club FC.
Of course, that's not left me.
And also, here's Akil Henry. Question to the pundits: what difference would you have done if you were Frank Lampard? All right, first and foremost, we already highlighted that from a couple shows ago that the man need to find his best 11. He's trying to keep every player happy, and you absolutely can't do that. Everybody now got happy. So at least try to find a best 11 first before you try to say, all right, let me try this, try that. Because as we keep on saying, Demo, they might not agree, but Werner Havertz has been played out of position. Havertz not play a wing, brother. The man they either play up top or behind the striker as a number 10. That's where he's thrived at Leverkusen. And to see the man just looking so average, in which, to be fair, he has been average in the Premier League. Or below average, to be honest.
Below average, was.
But I think he's a talented player, and probably age is on both of them sides. So probably they will eventually come good. But the thing is that you need to play the man in a proper position, brother, and then watch the outcome.
And that's true. Just to come up and answer Akil. For if you are saying that you're playing Werner out of position, or you cry out. I saw Callum Hudson-Odoi came on, and he was brilliant when he came on, you know. So if you're so desperate for the winger that you need, play him as the winger and play Timo Werner, because Hudson-Odoi is a winger naturally, and him can give you what you want. So like Levon said, you find the right team.
All right, so we won't spend more time on that match because time is going. I know that time is everything. Next up was Man City taking on Newcastle, and I think it was Akil Ernie who was predicting a cricket score. Boss man, I think the cricket score now going to visit it so easily. But we saw City claiming a 2-0 win. Jason.
For Man City, we can't only see a cricket score when they play in Burnley. So that is a given. That is a given. Credit to them though. They're slowly going out about their business. They're certainly not the same explosive City that we're used to. But they're clean sheet record, man, the most in Europe, big 5 leagues right now. So they are definitely making an impact where that is concerned. Quietly going about their business. Aguero has returned. Aguero come on, and I highlighted the difference once Aguero came on, because KDB put on 2 glorious balls. If it once Aguero come on, and trust me, coming like De Bruyne missed his movement up top. So credit to Man City for the win. Newcastle offered literally nothing in the game, and I mean it was a predicted victory for them.
All right, so we now have the man in the building, and we just analyze his match, but we're gonna give him his 2 minutes.
Mute my mic. Hold on.
Yeah, mute your mic for. Now mute your mic. Good night, everyone.
My boy Saka.
Take your time, man.
No?
My boy Saka.
My boy Saka, man. Man. Wow, what a kid! What a kid! It was as expected. To be honest, on Friday and the other night when we did on Friday night, I left out one piece of information pertaining to why I was confident Arsenal was going to win the game. Since Arteta took over, Frank Lampard has failed so far to beat Arteta in any game, any football match whatsoever, whether it's Curry Goat League or the league itself. So that was but the performance, this is what we've been asking Arteta for. Drop the guys that are not performing. The guys that are pushing under the bus, get rid of them. And that's exactly what he did on Saturday. The front three, excluding not the front three, but excluding Lacazette, our forwards was at an average age of probably around 20 years old, and that was very, very, very impressive. Saka again, brilliant goal from the guy. You know, people are gonna say him probably never mean it, but the guy come out and say actually look up and see the goalkeeper half in line.
He can't say anything good. It was a brilliant cross. It was a brilliant cross.
Brilliant cross come shot.
The performance overall was good. It's nothing to get carried away by, because when you look at the game, it was lucky. We were lucky in the game. I think especially with the goals, we were very lucky. So it's not.
Hold on a second though. I should have added this to the convo earlier on, but I have this Arsenal female friend, right? After the match had finished, this was her argument. The Chelsea rejects didn't play today, and look at we gunning. making reference to Willian and Louise.
Well, yeah, people. It's hard to say if they have a part to play in us not performing over the last couple of weeks. It's really hard. But me not gonna kill them because they are professionals and you expect them to come out and play despite. But yeah, you have to look Panina that the way then. Me just hope we not just get carried away by this now, because we have another big game away from home against Brighton and Tuesday. So me just hope we not get carried away. But I think we get back to that later. But the game was a good game overall, and you know they deserve. When the silly thing is, when you go into a game and you don't, and you have your main striker on the bench, your club captain on the bench, and you do not use him for the entire 95 minutes that was played, that spells something really, really, really good. And I was impressed, honestly, but it was expected. I said it in here and everybody killed me. It was expected. Me nearly dead in a year, but me just shut my mouth Friday night. And
all right, take your time. All right,
Arsenal is almost back.
Right, so,
yo, the man they moved from 15 to 14 to the second.
Arsenal is back. All right, so the next fixture now, we saw Sheffield United taking on Everton, and before I get into that, something I was actually looking at earlier on, the top two in Spain is Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. The top two in England is Liverpool and Everton. The top two in Italy is AC Milan and Inter Milan. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Rivals.
Rivals, yes, but clubs that are basically from the same area.
Yeah, home rivals.
But we're going to stick with Bones for this one. Sheffield United losing 1-0 to Everton.
You could almost say it's a very late winner by from Everton. Me not follow it, you know. Me not even remember the US score.
Sigurdsson.
Yes, Sigurdsson. Okay. Everton was made to work really hard for the victory, but I expected them to have won. Despite the fact whether it was 95th or 98th minute, I expected them to have won the game. Just based off the fact that just the way how Sheffield United season is going so far, which is not good, and I'm still surprised that manager is still there. Very
Something wrong with the name.
it's surprising me, man, still did it. Honestly, like seriously. But yeah, Carlo Ancelotti, you cannot underestimate the man. If the man get Fulham right now, he turn them into something good. Trust me. Good coach and very good coach and tactically smart and in my work himself. If you remember, they start fast, then they move, then they drop off a farm, and now they right behind Liverpool now. You understand? So you have to give them credit. Give Everton all the credit that is due. I would love to see a Mary side title challenge
The
this
what?
thing, you know.
The what?
Title challenge. This thing.
Mary side.
Merseyside.
Merseyside, sorry, Merseyside. Challenge this season.
Oh, this one is the greatest.
No man, Merseyside, but Merseyside
Yeah,
work
Mary
as a
side.
Christmas. Yeah, Merseyside work as a Christmas.
All right,
Yeah.
so all right, we'll round up that now. So we'll move on to the next fixture where we saw Leeds taking on Burnley earlier on this morning. I can say this much: I absolutely think Burnley were robbed. That goal in second half, not second half, in first half stoppage time should have stood. It was a mistake by Millier, and that should have stood. But I'll give that much to you, Nemo.
Oh my god, I don't understand. I mean, we know that Bamford scored a penalty to get Leeds in front, and for me personally, I do not think Leeds can defend a 1-0 lead, and so I thought that they would concede. And when I saw, I don't remember who went up for the challenge with the keeper, who it was, and the man dropped the ball. And they kicked the ball into. I was very shocked to see that them pull back it and say that it was a no goal. And at the end of the game, the coach for Burnley asked like when he's supposed to come in to check because he wants to know what the referee was thinking. I don't understand why is he calling a foul before the ball go in at the net or whatever. So VAR apparently couldn't get involved because he blew the whistle before the ball went into the net.
So the ball hit the net, right?
Yeah, but apparently he blew the whistle before it went in. So them can't review it for a goal or no goal. So they check for a yellow card or something else and a penalty on somebody, which it wasn't. So that's why they said it was a no goal. And I thought Burnley were robbed as well. And like we said, Burnley were finding a bit of form defensively and they were getting solid and picking up results. And so I feel very harsh. It feels Burnley were dealt with very harsh in terms of that goal.
All right. Move on to the next fixture. We saw West Ham taking on Brighton. I'll give that one to Jason. And before I go any further, Dimo, why this man keep on playing Mark Noble and Mark Noble has nothing to offer to the team?
Yo,
this
see Ben Ram up on the bench, brother. Amazing, but cannot believe that Mark Noble.
Not Ben Ram alone. Man bench. Lanzini, Fornals, Ben Rama.
Yarmolenko.
Even the commentator, them are saying it in a game, say they're surprised say he start today. Like seriously surprised.
That's crazy, man.
But I'm gonna give that match to Jason. Jason, how do you see that?
For me, it's I wasn't on the live Friday, but I couldn't separate the two. That's just classical David Moyes to leave out those type of players out of the team, and another headed goal by Thomas Suchek.
Boy,
the man is just a killer aerially. It seems like we come here every week and say Brighton is going to put in a performance and Brighton are going to get a win, but them just gets closer and closer to the relegation battle right now, and it's alarming because they might be probably one of the best teams to be in the threat of going down since that long-time Palace team. They have Andy Johnson. Andy Johnson scored 21 goals, almost in the golden boot, and Palace still go down. And all of that. So, but I saw something that was, kind of alarming. I didn't even know that that was Brighton's first goal, Marpe's goal. Brighton's first goal from open play in over 9 hours of football. So, clearly there's something going on. The performances are there, but I don't know, man. The results just now going to them favor.
And it's hard.
Jason, if you have a man like Welbeck lead your strike line, what expect?
well, but this score against Sheffield.
Yeah, we know that, but man, I
Man is a
still good.
legend in the youth. Man is a legend. Man score at Real Madrid, Bernabeu. Where are they?
Hold on. I have to bring up this comment. Here's Sean Davis saying the West Ham player didn't hit the ball. The ball hit him on his head and go in.
Well, that's
Eh,
true.
you
Because
have
he deflect off of Ben Dunk.
Yeah,
Off
you
of
would
the
have
Dunk. Lewis Dunk, I mean.
In a matter, it couldn't go wide, it couldn't go over, it
Yeah,
will go down
yeah.
as a headed
come
goal,
like
plain and
Abraham
simple.
scored yesterday too.
Yeah.
With Alpha interest.
All right, so as Jason said, never saw much between both teams, and a draw is a fair result at the end of the day.
And just to point out, Adam Lallana is again off injured at 45 and he's yet to complete. Well, he's only completed 90 minutes twice since he's been at Brighton. So injury concerns still a
And must
harm.
go hang up in both now.
Liverpool can take him back, man.
Him and Wilshere must go hang up them both.
And that we go for say no, the fella Jack Wilshere.
No, I just brought it up because when Lallana came off, you can just see the difference when Brighton, you know?
All right,
Yeah.
so we saw another match that, to be honest, I was hoping and praying that yes, a loss would have happened, but it wasn't meant to be. A draw took place, and at the end of the day, I'm satisfied in a sense because it stopped that particular team from going 6 points clear of my side. But Liverpool, 79% possession. Mind you, at some point in the match, Liverpool had 86% possession. They took 17 shots, only 2 on target. While West Brom, 21% possession, 5 shots, 3 on target.
Man,
Let me say tomorrow, Liverpool, man, just take it over.
man,
Big
and
Sam master class, man.
All right, so yeah, having a fun. So here's the thing. This is a team who also drew with Manchester City. They went there and they got a point as well. And they came here at Anfield and they sat back, soak up a lot of pressure. And I think we should have killed the game in the first half with all the dominance in terms of possession that we had. The thing is, we didn't only have possession, but our possession was forceful because we were finding gaps and we were creating chances. We put on a lot of balls in the box and we just weren't getting the players on the end of them. And I was saying, like, we just feel like West Brom are going to score, because we're not taking the chances. And as the game went on, we were just not doing it. When the second half came, because the first half, they didn't even have a forward over the half line. Everybody there behind and a defend. And then second half, they made the tweak and we saw their forward. Both of them start stay on the half line now and they started to put more impetus in what they were doing in terms of their counter attacks. And I thought that Liverpool we just didn't come out in the second half at all. We didn't look like we had any urgency to try and win the game and put more. And man, like, what's happening? I was getting very frustrated. Like, my cuss my TV boss. And then we got that chance. Curtis Jones, the man just need to just pass the ball. He was dribbling back towards the goal. Overconfidence, I guess. And he deflected the ball back, and they got the corner that they were desperately wanting in that last 10 minutes of the game. I still think there was a lot to do, even Joe Jones gave the ball, and we just didn't defend the corner, and they got the goal. And trust me, that really killed me. We press, and at the end, Firmino got the chance to win it. And that keeper boy, I don't know how him saved that, but it was a big save and a crucial one. We take the point and we move, because we're still at top 3 points. And as my hashtag say, who really wants this title? Everybody is seeing fair drop points when everybody drop points. So, I mean, we still stay top and we'll move.
But again, big up to Big Sam and Little Sam. It was a superb save, brother.
Yo, I don't know how the man. He did the same thing versus Manchester City. You better pull out some magic save, boss.
He's doing it for United, man. Former academy graduate,
So the only solace that I took from the game was that Manchester City and Everton play next, and so people are gonna drop points. So good.
Yeah.
All right. So the final fixture of the weekend, we saw Wolves taking on Tottenham, and I was hoping for Tottenham to lose because I don't know my hatred when it come on to Marine already, so I wouldn't mind you lose every match in the league. But typical Tottenham, or I should say typical Mourinho, even when he was at United, started off the season very hot, and then after a while, when things start to whittle down, he started to
Mm-hmm.
get.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
getting a late equalizer after
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham scored in the 57th second.
Mm-hmm.
First minute, 57 seconds, Ndombele got the goal. But I have to say congrats to Romain Saiz and getting that equalizer. And I want to give a shout out to Raul Jimenez. Finally
Yeah.
back at Molineux. He was there cheering on the team, and it's glad to see the man back. Hopefully he'll be back soon for them because they desperately need him.
Yeah, man, we'll skill them with ball still, no lie.
Yeah, man.
Second half.
They're dead.
No, but you see, Mourinho. This is what is disgusting about Mourinho and Tottenham now. After Tottenham took that shot in the 21st minute, from the 21st minute to the 95th minute, Tottenham only passed the ball into Wolves' box 4 times. 4 times. They had an expected goals of 0.03. That is just as anti-football as they can get.
Yeah.
Then Tottenham's there, man. Anyways, just a little bit of stats for everybody who are listening. This is Tottenham going 4 games now without a win.
Wonderful.
4 games now without a win for Tottenham.
Would them say I go win the league?
That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
They're dead. If you ask me.
Listen. Like, I know enough read the comments, but then people who are talking about Jones cast with the game, brother, but they need to stop it. How Jones cast with the game, brother? First of all, I wear my Jones jersey just because of that, because he made a post and then everybody on him Instagram and Twitter kill him out and say get out of the club and you're not good enough. Curtis Jones wasn't bad today at all. He played very well. He just made a bad error. And there was like Uno said with Bruno, he gave away the ball, but there was still lots to do afterwards.
All right, Dima, move the scarf a bit, let them see it, man.
Jones 17. No, but for real, there was a lot to do afterwards. The ball deflected. Like the man intercept the man pass. It went to Reece Williams, who could have hit the ball anywhere else, but he headed out for a corner. We get back for the corner. We just have to defend the corner. How Curtis Jones cast with the game. But they need to stop this thing, man.
All right, so yeah, Chevy Thomas in the comment section saying, "Lol, Spurs are just naturally battlers. It has nothing to do with Jose." Of course, it has something to do with Jose. Yeah, we know they're battlers, but Jose is garbage. No other way around that. And with that being said, that's the end of the review, and we now move on to the preview of the upcoming fixtures in the midweek, which starts tomorrow, where we see Crystal Palace taking on Leicester City. And as we said before, Leicester away from the season has been immaculate. So Crystal Palace desperately need a win. However, Leicester away farm will come a long way in that. Start with Jason. Quick and fast.
I can't say anything else other than a Leicester win. As I pointed out before, their away form is just superb. Palace has certainly dropped off recently, so it has to be a Leicester win. Jamie Vardy to get back on the goal sheet. So I said 2-0.
All right, Dima, give me a scoreline.
Yeah, I think Leicester City will win this game as well. 2-1.
All right, Bones, give me your scoreline.
Honestly, holidays always give you a surprise, you know. And we actually think Crystal Palace are going to bounce back one, you know.
All right. Now move on to a team that needs a win after losing to Arsenal over the weekend. Playing against a team that is currently doing pretty good. So it's Chelsea against Aston Villa tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Demo.
Yeah, that for me is one of the bigger games. Aston Villa, brilliant form right now. Chelsea not so much. But the thing is, I think Chelsea will just have enough. I think Lampard will get in on his players after what happened against Arsenal, because he already ripped into them in the interview. And I think that the guys from Chelsea will step up. And so I'm expecting Chelsea to win that game as well. So I'm going to say 3-2 to Chelsea, a high-scoring game.
Jason, scoreline.
I actually see Villa winning this game, to be honest. Like a 2-1 victory. John Terry to add some headache to Lampard. So I say 2-1 to Villa.
All right, Bones, you're
Actually, me I go. Me just can't see Chelsea are win any game anytime soon. To be honest, with how them are play. So me
Title challengers Chelsea.
they are title challengers Chelsea. They're not good. 4 games, 3 defeat, 1 win, and then they know that when them are focused for Arsenal, they never remember say that I go on for them. Anyways, we are going with Aston Villa to win 3-2.
all right, boss man. Next up, we see Everton taking on Man City tomorrow at 3 p.m. in what is termed as probably a big match. And Yashan Davis saying that no Mings will not be playing against
Yeah, because the red card we
Chelsea.
mentioned earlier.
However, Ezra Konsa is back, so I think they'll be good. But move on, and as I say, Everton against Man City. Bones.
Everton 1, Man City 0.
Jason.
Oh boy.
I actually think this is going to be a scoreless draw. To be honest, I think both sides will just cancel out each other. A start of a very tumultuous half for City because them have Everton and then them have Chelsea weekend and then they have United in the League Cup. So that is going to be a really good week and a half for Pep. So, but I see it as a draw, to be honest.
Dima.
I disagree. I think Manchester City will be too strong for Everton, especially with Aguero back. I think that the edge that I saw them with in their last game, and they're not conceding goals at all. They just look a unit at the back, and Aguero coming back is a different proposition. So even though them like this City this year, them just boring. I'm gonna really watch them a lot. I drop asleep half of the time, but they they don't concede. They don't concede goals, and with Aguero back, yeah, I see City winning that game. Everton are doing well without Richarlison and James and stuff, but I think City will be too much of them. So I'm going to say 3-0 Manchester City.
Wow.
All right, Tuesday. First match we'll see Brighton taking on Arsenal at 1 p.m. Bones.
KG match. Can Arsenal, if Arsenal is able to build and what they did against Chelsea, they will win comfortably. And it would actually put Arsenal back into contention for top 6 again. Easily 20 points put you back up there in contention. So that is what we're aiming for. We're not following the crowd and we're not following the noise. It's just we're just taking it slowly. So if you look at that, does Arteta go back with Aubameyang or does he keep him on the bench? Right? Does he go Willian and all of those guys out? But I think he'll probably go back with the same team that started against Chelsea. I don't see no.
Can I say something? I wish that I go to my grave with the optimism that you have. Man say put them back closer to top 6. Man, I think the top 10 in the year. Remember, I'm sorry that Van is not here today. Van would say, man, when they're not top 10, they're most of them on the panel.
No, but that's true. We put you back in contention because if we win, we got 20 points. And considering the game with City and Tottenham depends on how them they go. If them they go Arsenal favor, you're just 6 points behind top 6. Come on.
But Dima,
Okay.
actually, if you want to take a good look, you actually have company, Here's the difference that top 4 we are finishing.
No. Listen, brother, look on the table. And when you look on the table, if it was results or Arsenal way, they are back into contention for top 6.
All right, Bones, I'm asking a question. Is Arsenal closer to the top 6 or the bottom 6?
It doesn't matter where they're closer.
Answer the question that you were being asked, Boss.
It doesn't matter where they're closer to. Zin, we're closer to. Of course, we are going closer to. A matter of fact, we are going closer to the bottom. But also, if a team like, as me said the other night, a team like Arsenal and the players that Arsenal have does not deserve to be sitting in 15th position and 17 points after 15 games. There is no way that should be happening.
Brother, you deserve where you been playing. What you mean you deserve to be there, sir?
But when you look on the team,
All right, Bones, wrapping up.
anyways, me can't see nothing else than that. We have a little bit of revenge at going for Brighton because of what happened the last time over the stadium with them and the whole mix up with the West School. When you again RP. So me I look for Arsenal to give them 5 come Tuesday.
All right, you remember what I said, all right? I'm still stick by that. We shouldn't get relegated. You could have hate me till that kingdom come. We shouldn't get relegated.
This is a joke.
All right. Next. All right. Dimo, we're kind of running out of time. So
yeah.
So, all right, give me a scoreline.
No, I was just going to say that Arsenal, they got beaten by Brighton both times last season. I think they did the double over Arsenal last season. So I'm expecting Arsenal to win this game though. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal.
Jason, scoreline.
One of the soft up bones, man. Right now, Arsenal are revert back to type. Right now, win 2-1. No argument.
All right, let's move on. Southampton, West Ham, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Demo.
You know if Danny Ings are gonna be back?
No, not sure, but I doubt he will be.
All right, so again, and Vestergaard and them guys. So I'm going to go with a West Ham win for this game. I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham, just because of the injuries with Southampton are face right now.
Jason?
A 1-1 draw for me.
Bones?
3-3 draw.
So you say goal scoring. All right, boss, man. 5-0, 3-0. Remember, I right then I will score right now.
Say 5-0.
All right, next up, we see West Brom taking on Leeds. Battle of the teams that came up from the Championship. Battle of the teams that aren't doing that well. But let's see how this goes, Jason.
Well, Leeds will come up against another very turgid side. They might not have the same level of defense like Burnley, because these are the two teams that have actually conceded the most goals this season. But I expect Leeds to continue and get a victory over West Brom. So I would say 2-0 to Leeds.
Demo.
Yeah, I actually don't see Leeds keeping a clean sheet again, especially after the one today. But I still think that they'll be strong enough to beat West Brom. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Leeds.
Bones.
West Brom is doing really well. They drew against the two former champions, and there's no way you can take credit away from Mr. Big Sam. I'm seeing his first victory here in a 2-0 thumping of Leeds and Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. Tuesday.
Okay, next match, Burnley Sheffield United, and we're not wasting any time on this. We just need the scoreline. Demo.
Burnley Sheffield. Burnley 2-0.
Jason.
Last score.
As Sheiks would have said, Chris Wilder to be condemned after this game. Burnley winning this game still. A 1-0 for me.
Bones.
I think Sheffield is going to win their first game of the season, so 1-0 victory for Sheffield.
All right, remember that I'm jotting down all of this, right?
Jot it down.
And if Sheiks is watching, Sheiks got 5 out of the 10 matches start this week, so half an hour.
Get right.
Not to remember, because I never keep track of you, because I'm more focused on the onion thing, you see it.
Mm.
All right, so next match, we see Man United taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tough match. And let's point out that from Wolves' return to the league, United hasn't beaten them. So, Jason.
Yeah, that is a concern, but I think that is going to change this time around. There's no better time to play Wolves right now. They're wounded. No Jimenez, Traore's form. It's not the same Wolves. Of course, they're going to still give us problems, but I think with the quality that we have, we should be able to pull through. So it's going to be a close match in my opinion. So I say I'm going for a 3-2 victory for United.
All right, Demo.
Well, I actually think Manchester United will draw this game, especially the performance that Wolves just came off against Spurs. I think they'll be buoyed by that. Neto and Podence playing brilliantly again. And so I think that even though Manchester United has the stars and the quality, more quality than Wolves, I just think that this game will be a draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Alright, Bones.
I think one of the wheel will fly off all this bus again from this week. I think Wolves will win 2-1.
Alright. Not surprised. But if United is actually really want to win this match, target Nelson Semedo. That man is garbage. So if United want to win the game, target him.
You
And-
never get
And stopping at someone your time, and I just get it. Anyways, we also saw Fernando Marshall going down to the injured, and that might be a concern for Wolves, even though they have a backup left back in Ryan Norris. So let's see how that pans out for them. Next, we'll now move on to the penultimate fixture of the midweek, and we'll see Tottenham taking on Fulham. Start with Bones.
Fulham to win 1-0.
What?
Why are you surprised though, Dimo? Then again, remember that Fulham has gone 4 matches now without a loss. They have drawn their last 4 matches.
Yeah, but still.
So you can't really discredit man, and Jose is going to come to park the bus again.
Man, have a part the bus against Fulham.
No, that no.
Demo, really?
No.
The man have a part the bus, Demo.
No.
But actually, did you saw how Fulham played Southampton in that match? They actually use what Southampton does best against Southampton in that match, in which press high and robust. Anguissa had a brilliant match.
Anguissa is a baller, bro.
But then without them coach too, right? Then without their manager.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
them are going.
All right, Dimo, how you say that?
Tottenham will win this game comfortably. I think Tottenham will win this game 3-1.
What's the Bobby Reed score? All right, Jason.
If Fulham play Tottenham the way them play Southampton, they're going to get beaten. So I say 2-0 to Spurs.
Final fixture of the midweek. Newcastle taking on Liverpool. Dimo.
Liverpool looking to bounce back after disappointing result today. I think so. Newcastle still struggling with a lot of COVID and injuries at the moment, so I'm not sure if those players will be back. So with all the injuries and stuff that they're facing and COVID, I think Liverpool should be strong enough to beat Newcastle to show that they're really trying to run away with this league. So I'm going to say we cannot keep a clean sheet for love or money right now. So I'm going to say we're going to concede a goal, but we'll win that game 4-1.
Bones.
I must agree. I think Liverpool reminds me of the City team like a year ago or so. That every game that they drew, they come back or lost, they come back the next game and really thump the next team. I think Liverpool will actually keep a clean sheet in a 5-0 victory.
No clean sheet, bro.
So you're going for a cricket score too. All right. Jason.
This game remains I think the highest scoring game between these two teams in Premier League history. I've seen some classics between Liverpool and Newcastle. And what I would love for another United affiliate in Steve Bruce to halt Liverpool's charge, but I think Liverpool will win this one still. Probably a repeat scoreline of what City gave them. I don't really see Newcastle scoring, to be honest. So 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, clean sheet.
All right,
Hard to come by, boss.
With that being said, we have come to the end of the preview of the matches that will take place over the midweek. I really hope that you guys go out and buy some matches and win some money, because one reaching a new year and have a lot of money in the pocket. But my question to you guys now, I'm going to ask you three respectively, and I'm going to give you a minute each. Thus far, who has been the best summer signing? Demo.
Brother, you just fling the question. I expect if we know right off the bat the best summer signing. Start with Jason. Let me think about it. Hold on. Start with Jason.
No man, if you're a top class analyst, you're supposed to have the info right at the tip of
No,
your
but there's been a number of brilliant signings so far, so it's hard for just say off the top of my head what the thing. All right, so
I'm not going
for
to move
me,
on, Jason.
all right, since you now
me-
move, let me just tell you. For me, personally, the best summer signing is Martinez for Aston Villa. Just Emiliano when bring to Aston Villa team and where they are right now. The confidence we him get that back line and how he's been keeping, I'm going to say him. If Jata never get injured, would I say Jata, but Martinez.
All right, Jason.
That's exactly who I was going to pick. I agree with Dimo. I made a post. I don't know if Bones saw it or not, about when Martinez initially made the move. He called Villa a step up in his career, and
Oh yeah.
it is so proven.
But then,
It is so
again,
proven.
though, Jason, you know that there's merit to that argument. Thinking about it logically, right? You're saying that he made a step up. Remember that the man was a backup keeper, you know, so probably
yeah.
meant that he moved from backup keeper to a starting keeper in the Premier League.
At that thing.
Yeah, man, that is the
You know,
logical way I take it.
You know, I jump on that, you know, because you for one, now go agree, say, because Villa they are higher than you on the table. Me know you buy now, man.
Nobody
So
would expect. But when he move, he never expect them to be higher than United table. So
All right.
Who you say at the signing?
Jason, finish your point, Jason.
Yeah, that's a logical argument, but I will stick to the bantering argument to say because Villa above Arsenal still. But I think he has literally played a part in transforming the impact that he has had at Villa is similar to the impact that Alisson having at Liverpool. That's really how well I see it going. So
Same for me, boss.
credit to him, and kudos to Arsenal for letting him go. Thank you.
Same
All
for
right.
me.
Bones, so who's your pick?
it's really hard to tell because yeah, so many clubs bought so many players, and then you didn't expect big things, and then everybody just injured. Like all of the big signings either injured or then just not good, like the one them over Chelsea. It really tough, but it definitely have to come down between Jota and Martinez, to be honest. And me honestly have to pick a Liverpool, man. There's no way you go in our Liverpool side with like that and a perform like that, knowing the man them weather around you. Like the impact me what Jota have on the Liverpool team is like in making himself so readily available that if anyone out of the front three them get injured or anything, you can depend on him, just like how you depend on the front three. That are the impact we have for me over Liverpool. And furthermore, me just love the guy, and you know, so
yeah, but for me, how much game Jota played? Like for me, just because him get injured, me even have Ruben Diaz Manchester City ahead of Jota right now.
Me did have
all right, Bones, we'll conclude this conversation. And we'll read this comment. And this was exactly what we said, Sean Davis. Martinez wasn't talking about the clubs. He was talking about himself. I hears him the Arsenal now play, so him step up from bench to starter.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was at Arsenal for 10 years.
Exactly.
Before Leno got injured. 10 years.
Yeah. So who used 11?
Personally, for me, it was a toss-up between Martinez and Jota.
And Jota?
And the reason why I had Jota in the argument, all right, Dima, what I was looking at, he said that's what Bones alluded to. He said the impact we have, because in vital moments that Liverpool needed a match winner, he was the one to step up. And when Salah and Mane and all those players were having a half day, he was the man. And even though he has gone injured, that somewhat has shifted me over to Martinez, because Martinez has started every match last and Villa. And look at where Villa is in the table.
Exactly. That pushed it for me. Which part them laying at the table? That
Jota still being fit and playing, then it would have been Jota.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we have come to the end of the live, another successful live show. And I want to say big up to each and everyone that has tuned in. And to be honest, I've seen like close to between 5 to 10 new faces tonight.
That good.
So for everyone that has tuned in, and I don't really know all of the name off the top of my head, but Tonight I saw Roger Mills, I saw Carlton Wright, I saw Chevy Thomas. Big up to everybody who are tuning in. And just keep on spread the word, keep on sharing with others, and just keep on grow the movement. Weekly dose of sports, even though there's something big coming in the new year. Don't say anymore. Let's keep that for a while. But I want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in. And tonight we had over 200 comments.
Big up,
That was
big
a step
up.
up from the live show. So thank you all for tuning in. I want to say thanks again to Demo for passing through, resident analyst. Jason was here from the beginning as well. Bones for but eventually, man knows this show is like bread and butter for him. So,
When are we back? When are we back?
man, let me finish, man. And also, big up to the production team. Let me be specific. The man with the two name, Josh Carl.
Josh
the man has been doing an immense job, man. Big up Josh once again pulling through. And as I said before, the man is the production, is the producer. Man is also an executive. The man do everything, man. Big time promoter. So Josh, big up yourself once again for producing the show. He has been the one that is getting the people, the new faces to come online. And we should have had a Manchester City fan tonight. It would have been a first, but as I said early from the beginning, he had some communication issues, so he wasn't able to come along. And tonight, I think we at some point reached 30 views. So again, just keep on viewing, and there will be matches on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New Year's Day. So
New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve, we won't be here because more than likely everybody will want to enjoy the New Year's Eve. So we'll be back Wednesday, live right here at 8:05 p.m.
Wednesday.
So guys, tune in, and anyone that want to join, anybody that want to join the live, just hit me up, hit up Josh Carl, or just let us know that you want to join, and then we'll take it from there and let you be on the panel. So once again, thanks guys, thanks for tuning in. Until then, peace out, and remember, enjoy the holidays, but be safe. Thank you all. Blessings.
In Arteta we trust.